Playfulness will always outrule stress. When we approach the turmoil in life with a grander sense of wonder, it is going to turn over into your favor far more easeful and smoother than if we just walk into every problem in rigidness and stress and an unbalanced nervous system. I'm Roya Allegra, and today we're going to be talking about upgrading your problems so you can upgrade your life. And this came about for me as I moved into my new house, and I had this moment of worry because I was leaving nature and moving into the town here. So before I was living in the forest, and now I'm just living in a more walkable urban area. And so I had this moment of worry of like, I'm going to miss the trees. What if it was all these like what ifs, like what if this happens and what if that happens? And I was just in this like frightening disturbance of stress of the unknown. And all of a sudden I stopped myself and I was like, girl, you are worrying about whether or not you're going to see enough trees. Do you not see how privileged and wonderful your problems have become in your life compared to how they used to be? Like, I used to really have issues of safety and survival. And once we harmonize our lives, the human mind is still going to search for problems. There is still going to be a void space to fill of trying to upgrade our lives and seeing them as problems. And so we can journey through this of noticing our problems and up-leveling them into goals. I just laughed at myself and I was like, the trees are always going to be there for me. I can hike, and there are just so many solutions to that problem. And now I experience such an easeful, graceful move. Everything was in support for me to just get out of the home that I was in that was like sucking me dry of my finances and like didn't have a secure energy field within it. And now I'm in this beautiful space with really good lighting that is in support of talking to you guys. So see how funny that worked out. And throughout the whole experience, I had to really tap in and tune in to my system of my practices, of everything that I do, my meditations, my asanas, like my breath work, everything I'm doing in order to surrender. Okay, so now this was the time to really just trust. Like moving here happened all so fast. It was like I didn't even really have time to think about it. I just had to like act upon it so quickly. And I only looked at one place. This was the only place, and it was less than half of what I was paying. And anyways, the story is everything turned out fine. Okay, lo and behold, is that I was preconceiving a story and a narrative, giving my life force to something that doesn't even exist yet. There was no issues. I was gracefully handed the home. I was gifted the finances necessary in order to move in here. Like everything just wholeheartedly lined up for it to be easy. And yet I clung onto what I am so familiar with of rigidness, of adapting a story, a narrative of something that just hasn't even occurred. Like, yeah, my movers came, all my stuff here got safely, like everything was actually so easy. And so it was such a process and journey of like, hey, you've done all of this work and things are allowed to be easy. You don't have to keep pushing and creating suffering that actually isn't there. Stop utilizing your precious life force to stress about things that haven't even shown proof that they're even going to happen. Simple enough. If something can be fixed with money, it's not actually a problem. How much do we let financial stability or access hang over our heads in doom and like, of course, financial freedom and financial stability is in direct cause and alignment with feeling rooted and safe in your life. And I'm not bypassing that. But let me tell you, what is a bigger problem? Your car tire that needs to be replaced or someone you love having an illness? So if it's tangible to be fixed in the name of money and abundance, is it truly a problem that we should give our stress and worry for if you know that it can genuinely be fixed with ease when money just simply arrives? So if it's something that cannot be fixed with money, such as illness, such as health, such as an accident, something that is a physical threat to your genuine life, like you being in danger and so forth, then yes, these are actual problems that need to be resolved through surrender and God and prayer and so forth. As you journey into playfulness with your problems, of not bypassing them, but showing up with just more curiosity of what is going to happen next. Let's see, before I just start tensing my muscles, before I start yelling, before I start getting so worked up or irritable and angry and just like essentially forfeiting your entire day and mood to that specific ailment in your life or what you're viewing it as. Like before that even occurs, let's just see what happens. Like you actually never know. Like, oh, your car tire went out and you need money. Watch, maybe you're going to get a random grant or a random check in the mail. And it's not to bypass the need of money for stability. I completely understand that. I am actually someone who grew up having to protect and take care of herself through my teenage years. Like I ended up having to provide for myself at a very, very young age, as young as like 14 and 15. I was paying my own bills. So I completely understand the necessary roots of needing money. Can we just reframe our perception to being open to the sense of wonder and trust and surrender into the divine as we may have money issues arise or just money necessities arise? And as I said at the beginning of the video, playfulness always outrules stress. Sometimes now when things hit the wall and hit the fan, for example, yesterday I wasn't in the best mood and I was like, you know what's going to recenter my mood is walking to a cafe and getting some work done there. And so I grabbed my laptop, I went for a nice little walk in the sunshine, enjoying my little exercise, and I sit down at the cafe only to open up my laptop to seeing that the screen was smashed, obviously by my doing somehow, one way or another, and the screen was literally okay the day before. And see, all I can do is laugh and smile and be like, okay, so let's see what will happen next. Actually, that laptop is very important to me. This is how I'm actually going to learn how to build my own photography business. And without it, it's going to be very hard. But you know what? I'm giving it to the divine. Maybe I already wanted a new laptop anyways. And so you just gotta giggle sometimes. I did feel this sense of doom and stuckness and trap. But you know what? You gotta let it go. I figured out a way to fix the screen and get my files and all of it's gonna turn out okay. And so instead of clinging on to this so-called problem that can just be fixed with money, just let it be. You don't know the outcome. What if somebody ends up gifting me one? Or what if a friend has one she wants to sell and it comes easily? I don't know yet, so why am I worried? Why am I stressed about this? So coming into it with some kind of childlike sense of wonder, of mystery versus doom, like the mystery of not knowing. This is like the story that's going to be told about your life. You actually don't know what comes next. So why are we assuming it's going to be doom? Like humans just naturally tend to cling on to problems versus solutions. So mystery is the openness to receive solutions, like being open to the divine guidance, being open to maybe some help or something, some kind of miracle. Like if you're always like in the strenuous energy of doom, how can miracles even access you? Like if you're always like assuming the worst, because it goes deeper than that problem. Then if you want to go deep into why you feel this sense of doom, it is a lack of homeostasis within your body. It is a nervous system issue. You are not so familiar with your parasympathetic nervous system. You are caught in your fight or flight, which is why you're exasperating the doom. And don't get me wrong, like it's okay to be dramatic sometimes and be a little diva, like that happens to the best of us. Of course, I'm not saying don't express feeling and emotion, like of course, but I'm saying to not like let it completely alter your whole entire day, your whole hour. Like give it a time, a moment to process, and then invite in mystery of what could happen possibly next. When we upgrade our problems and we invite in this childlike wonder, it's the difference between, why is this happening to me? Versus, ooh, why is this happening to me? So these are the two archetypes we can play in. Like we could be like the cringing victim to all these things that are happening in our lives, because chaos is always around us. Like, yes, there are moments of harmony, but life doesn't only exist inside of harmony. Of course, that would be great, but that's not always how we learn, right? So sometimes these things happen for us in order to challenge us, in order to push us slightly out of our comfort zone, to learn how to become more resourceful. Maybe we got too comfortable in a certain area like that we're living in, or maybe this job was like not really benefiting us anymore. So we have these little sorts of controlled chaos, even though you don't feel they're so controlled in the moment. But actually, if you look at it from the bird's eye perspective, this is all the story being written of the mystery of who you are. And how can we just play with it? Just be a little bit softer in it. Just think about, ooh, the aura of the mystery. Okay, that person left me. I wonder who else is going to come next. Like, who is going to come into my field next? Like, I'm a Pisces Venus. Maybe some of you relate to that. I'm definitely somebody that really kind of has over dramatized a lot of things in my life, and my life was so chaotic. So I really did cling on to this sense of doom. But at the core of who I am a little childlike maiden energy of just robust joy and wonder and playfulness. And somewhere along the way of my stories, I ended up losing that part of me. But it is really who I truly am, of just like, the maintenance guy couldn't put up my chandelier. Like, am I gonna see enough trees in my windows? Like, yeah, these are my little scoffs of problems now. And I'm so grateful for it, because I essentially cleaned up every area of my life. So my problems are not actually problems anymore. Like, yes, now I have goals of like getting to financial freedom, and I have like goals of pillars of where I'm working towards, but I'm no longer treating the things I know I deserve as problems. Okay. So I hope that this resonated with you on some level. Do comment below any reflections or any topics that you wish to be discussed. Again, I'm Roya Allegra, and I am sending you so much love. Mwah.